Hi guys, I'm Keeley and this is my story. I just wanted to give you a little bit of the ins and outs of what's been going on this past year for me. I know it's been hard for everybody, but this is my story and I hope it resonates with some of you out there, and sending love and freedom wishes for you all, because you are free. Don't let anyone take that away. It's been a great day in Norwich today. There's a few of us on the march and we're going to County Hall. Hi Mum! Where's that higher love? I keep thinking Mr. President for getting involved. The media my career cashing on our pain. Are we going? Where we go? Huh? Are they coming? Huh? That's me, I'm live! Yes, you're live! Oh no! Again.
COVID regulations. Can you show us the regulations?
Hold this, Mum. Hold this, please.
Are you going to talk to your secretary about it?
Let me talk to you. I will talk to you once I get my...
Okay. This is all being recorded on body worn video camera anyway.
Where's my speech?
Are you gonna give us your details? But to let you know, you can be arrested if you don't.
I respectfully ask you to reconsider your position. COVID regulations is a civil matter. It's a civil matter. Gold command and silver command have already been served. You need to seek legal advice from ACPO, the Association of Chiefs of Police. I have not broken any law, so I do not wish to contract with you.
You've been part of the.
I do not answer questions.
The groupings today.
Okay. I do not answer
so are you gonna give us your details? Would you rather talk privately?
I do not answer questions. I do not wish to contract with you.
Well, I don't know what people are doing. Hang on.
Hang on a sec.
For breaching the health order, okay?
Criminal. Absolutely criminal.
Can you give us
criminal.
Could you give us the actual law? You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned. Calm down, calm down.
I want her back.
Criminals. You are criminals.
You are unlawfully detaining me. I have not broken the law. You have got no proof of any offence. I'm not wearing a mask though. Regulation is not law.
It's not illegal. It's not even lawyers know on the brain.
I understand you've already been reported for the offence of breaching coronavirus, yes. Haven't you?
Well, yeah, I've got a fine being sent to my address. Yeah.
No, I mean today. You've already been spoken to about that today. You've remained here.
Oh, well, I was thirsty. I've just had a drink.
You've remained here for quite some time, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, you've remained here for far too long. So the situation is you are now under arrest for that offence, all right?
Okay.
You're under arrest.
Okay.
You didn't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned. It's something later in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence, okay?
I'm not entitled to have a cup of tea in the park now.
No, well, you are, but the situation is you've been warned several times about the situation. You've been asked to leave, you've been reported for the offence, and you've taken no heed to it whatsoever.
Are you acting within your duty today, officer? Because I am being lawful. I have not done anything wrong.
Yes, everything we're doing is being recorded on body worn camera, so you have been arrested.
What's your name, please, sir?
My name's Sergeant Taylor.
Sergeant Taylor, right. 1668. This is just getting boring now. I'm getting so bored.
Then don't do it.
What do you mean don't do it?
Don't come out here and breach the law, okay?
Being human beings. This is the law of the land, that I am a human being. I have the right to walk this land.
I'm just going to search you in section
not breach the law, you
What was your name, sorry?
My name's Keeley.
Keeley, have you got any injuries, Keeley,
no.
before I search you, alright? The power I'm using under section 32 of PACE, alright?
No, I'm being assaulted, being kidnapped.
You've been lawfully arrested, actually. It's not a kidnapping.
It's unlawfully arrested, actually. This is, I stand under common law. Your acts and legislation do not apply to me. Okay, ultravirus. It's gone through the back door of Parliament.
Okay.
You need to look up the World Doctors Association.
Aren't
you getting bored with this? You know, I just want to be able to sit in the park and have a cup of tea, which is what I've just done. What are you doing?
It's just going to go in a little property bag.
Oh dear. Guys, we are lawful human beings, you know, we are not your enemies, we are not breaking any laws, and all we're doing is standing up for our freedoms. We don't believe we know it's if you've got children, I ask you to please go and look at the World Doctors Alliance and look at the true facts. You are unlawfully arresting me now because I have done nothing, I have not broken any laws. Officer, look at me, I'm a human being.
Yeah?
Never worry of that.
Look, I am from love. I have not broken any laws. I have not caused harm, distress, loss or injury to another person, another
You
human
happy
being.
to take it back to Bath Street so we could actually get escorted back to the thing? Is that right?
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
You and Jay do that. Is this yours or is this your
That's my friend's Santa Claus's.
Santa Claus's? Okay, right, okay.
We're just
Right.
going to walk back to the station. So we can sit on the vehicle and take you there.
What
time was it?
Can I
14:49.
can I borrow that pen a minute quickly?
14.
I just want to write your mobile number down if that's all right. Can I just write a mobile number down on my, because I'm entitled to.
Do you want me to write up my glove?
What you're entitled
Can
to,
you just
sir?
put it on my
Yeah, what's the number?
What's your number?
In relation to him, he needs to, don't he? Because at the end of the day, he's sitting here, he's doing exactly the same thing. He can come in as well for the same thing. Yeah. For the same offence.
Or for sitting in the park drinking a cup of tea.
Yeah, but you've got a sound system, you've been involved in actively in a protest, and there's more than 30 people. At the end of the day, the Coronavirus Act is strictly clear about guidance, public health guidance, and you've completely disregarded that, and you've been given several warnings about that, okay? So you're in the same boat.
I haven't been given any
So you
warnings.
do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention one question subject to later on in court. And if you do say it, may be given evidence. Do you understand that?
I don't understand. I
You
can't
don't understand that? Okay. What that means is you don't have to say anything to me right now, but if you don't, when this goes to court,
If it goes to
a
court.
jury may take inference from your lack of good performance. Okay?
Yeah, we'll do that back about. We can walk him back there. I'll take your trolley. We're seizing this under section 19, so any property we're in, this is now ours, okay?
This interview has been visually...
Can I just make a statement before this?
I've got to read all this out and then you can do it after.
Well, I'm not going to answer your questions.
This
What I
is
do
just
want to
a
say
blurb
is
of-
my human rights has been restricted today under the Human Rights Act 1998, Articles 10 and 11, clearly expresses the right for me, or for the people, to peaceful assembly and freedom of expression.
That's fine. So this interview is being visually recorded and may be given evidence of the cases brought to trial. I am PC 1902 Bracy. This interview is This interview is being conducted in an interview room in Wyndham custody. What is your full name, please?
My name is Keeley. You can call me Keeley. I don't use a surname as it's the surety of money. So, yeah.
Thank you. The day is Saturday, the 7th of November 2020, and the time is 23:37. At the end of this interview, I'll give you a notice explaining what will happen to the DVD. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention one question, something which you're allowed to stand on. Anything you do say may be given evidence. Do you understand the caution?
I do not stand under.
Do you understand the caution then?
I do not stand under.
Okay. You are entitled to free and independent legal advice, which includes the right to privately speak to a solicitor on the telephone. This interview can be delayed if you wish to obtain such legal advice. Do you want a legal advisor present at this interview? No? Perfect. Right. We will start with the questions. Before I start with the questions,
I just want to make you aware that I'm not being rude, but
Mhm.
I will not be answering any of your questions.
that's fine. So, I am actually going to further arrest you for holding or being involved in holding a gathering of more than 30 people on the land of an public outdoor place during an emergency period.
So you're going to further arrest me for that?
Yeah,
What
just
is
listen,
this
you
your
don't have to say anything,
opinion?
but may have
What
defensive. You don't
evidence do
mention
you
one
have,
question,
and where is
something
your
which you're allowed
authority
in
to do
court.
that?
Anything you do say may be given evidence.
Because it's a load of tosh.
That's fine, but I'm going to ask you some questions about it. But before that, I have to arrest
Well,
you.
as I said, I'm not going to answer any of your questions.
That's absolutely fine.
Suspicion, suspicion, suspicion. My human rights have been restricted today very unnecessarily and disproportionately and unlawfully. I am a lawful being. I have a right to walk this land.
Of course you did, yeah. Where were you this afternoon?
I do not wish to answer questions.
You do have a right, or you're willing to not say anything, remain silent. But this is your chance to tell us your side of the story.
You've already made your assumptions. You've already
and if this is- if this-
assumed that things are,
When-
like you say, an organiser, And I'm telling you, I'm not going to answer any more of your questions.
That's fine.
I will fight this nonsense peacefully in court.
That's fine, but if it goes to court, this is your opportunity.
I understand my rights, okay?
Yeah, I know, but
Thank
this
you
is
very
your chance
much, but
to
I'm
tell
not
us.
answering any more of your
That's
questions.
fine. How old were the people that you were with today? Were they all under 5 years old?
Did you write these questions, Klaus?
I didn't know. Does it matter?
Am I allowed to ask you that?
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you know why we're asking these questions?
I'm just presuming, I was just asking who wrote them questions. It's like it's been written by a 5-year-old.
Well, that's the question I asked.
Yeah, exactly.
It's because people under the age of 5 don't class as a person. And obviously, there's rules that you can't be with more than one other person.
I'm not a person. I'm a living being.
Okay.
I am a woman.
Okay.
I am not a person.
Okay. Do you provide care for any other people you're with today?
I do not wish to answer any more of your questions.
I know you don't wish to, but I'm going to read them out anyway. Are you aware what is currently going on in the country and the world in regards to COVID-19 and the current restrictions in England?
False science. Please seek information from the World Doctors Alliance. Are not fit for purpose. The inventor, Carrie Mullis, said I do not consent to regulations. We are governed by consent, and I believe we are being governed unjustly right now.
Is there any other legal exemptions you can provide for me for why you're involved in holding this gathering?
It's all suspicion. I don't know where you're getting your information from. It's absolutely ridiculous.
The CCTV of you at this event across Norwich City Centre, interacting with people and handing out leaflets. Explain that to me.
Well, I'd like to see that.
Okay. All your phones have been seized from your property that you came in with today. When data on that phone gets downloaded, are we going to find evidence that you've organised this gathering?
Well, let me tell you now. Whoever arrested me, that person will be held responsible for robbery and kidnap. So these are going to be my claims going in after I leave today, because my personal property has nothing to do with well, it is. You're trespassing against my freedoms and my personal property. I have not broken the law.
Why do you think that?
Why do I think that?
Yeah.
Because I know the law and I haven't broken the law. You're talking about legislation and acts that have not been signed properly in Parliament. As I look up the World Doctors Alliance. This is tyrannical law. Tyrannical, we are being governed unjustly. I want my phone back before I leave this police station. Otherwise there will be detrimental effects, consequences.
What will they be?
Listen, it's for the courts to decide, isn't it? Because it will all be taken to court and you'll be held personally responsible in your private capacities because you are trespassing against a living woman.
Were you handing out leaflets today?
I'm not going to answer your questions.
Were you using a megaphone today? What were you saying?
How is this to do with law? What law have I broken if I was on the megaphone?
Because it was a large gathering.
No, it wasn't a large gathering. I was in Norwich on my own. I came on my own. Okay? There's the answer to your questions. I'm absolutely sick of this. I'm getting tired of having my freedom restricted and being trespassed against because of these COVID regulations. Please get on with your questions, because I'm not going to be in here very much longer. I want to go home. I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I feel violated.
Right, they're all my questions over. I'm just going to go over them just to make sure that I've listened to you properly. And
Can I just make it clear to the tape or the DVD that I am demanding a copy of this interview before I leave this police station today?
Right, so I asked you earlier this afternoon, you said you didn't want to answer my questions. I asked if you're in Norwich, you said the same, you didn't want to answer any of my questions. I asked if it was public outdoor place, you said you didn't want to answer any more. I asked if you were on your own, you stayed silent. I asked who you were with, you stayed silent. I asked how many people were there, you remained silent. I asked how old were the people you were with, you remained silent. I asked if they were under 5, you remained silent. I asked if you cared for any of the people that you were with, you said you don't wish to answer. I asked if they cared for you, you remained silent again. And I then asked if you are aware of the what's currently going on and the current restrictions in England, and to look at World Doctors Alliance. You said it's not fit for purpose, and then you also said essentially it's something came forward.
Did I say it was? I said. Say it on the tape. And by the way, when I first came in here, what did I say to you about my human rights? Why hasn't that been put at the beginning of the interview?
You said it, I can't write it down that quickly.
Right, okay. I'm just saying, there's a human rights issue that I addressed right at the beginning of this interview. And now you're telling me that I've had my property, personal property, trespassed again, as well as my freedoms. I need that being put in at the top of that interview, that Keeley has requested that a human rights application be formed before anything gets put forward.
I'm not going to write it on here because it's already on this.
Right, okay.
So I can listen to this when I get back.
Sorry, I'm getting a little bit wound up now. This
That's
is getting
fine.
boring. I need you, as a man you are, in your uniform, to go and have a look at the World Doctors Alliance tonight when you go home, please. Okay? Because you are enforcing tyrannical law. There's going to be a time when it's going to come to a point where you need to say to yourself, am I following these orders because it's the right thing to do? Or am I following these orders because I'm being told to? And look what's happening. Your family are going to be at risk too. So, your family, if you have children, elderly parents that have got DNRs being put on them now that won't be resuscitated, right? Just, please, do some research.
Do you want me to finish reading these questions out?
Not really.
Okay, that's fine. So the time is 23:52.
I want a copy of that as well, please, Steve.
You will when it gets to court, you won't get it now.
No, I want it now.
That's not how it works.
Yes, it is.
That's
Is that still recording?
On the buses for a
Are you
while.
upholding
However,
your oath
let's
today?
not move across.
Are you upholding your oath today?
Yes, I
Right,
am.
your oath says that you will uphold fundamental
You're asking me questions.
human
However,
rights.
I've asked you once. Now I'm going to ask you
I
again.
will oblige to
Is
answer
there
your questions.
anything I can do to make you leave the area?
We're not going anyway. Am I obliged to answer your questions, officer?
Okay. Finally, this is your last warning. If there's nothing I can do to get you to leave the area, and you're not going to go home, then the next stage will be arrest.
Right, under COVID regulations?
Yes.
Right, okay, do
Okay.
it.
I can only.
Do it, yeah.
Okay, come with me.
Okay.
Are you sure you want to be arrested? I've asked you several times, miss.
I want you to do it.
Okay.
Keep filming the bloody thing with
Why are you leaning down this?
Right.
Okay.
So I'm now being arrested under COVID
You are being arrested.
regulations.
Okay.
Because I will
Gareth.
not leave Trafalgar Square.
Come on, miss. We'll head down this way, shall we? I have.
Why are you holding me like that? I'm coming willingly. I am coming
I'm
willingly.
holding you in the ordinary police
I am
hold,
coming
madam.
willingly.
Okay.
You don't need to hold me. You are assaulting me.
No, I'm
you are
holding you in the ordinary
assaulting me.
police hold, okay?
You are assaulting me,
This is the way
officer.
we are trained
officer,
to hold people.
you are
okay?
assaulting me. But I am coming
So-
with you. I said you could arrest
Yeah,
me.
that's
So
fine.
why are you holding me like that?
I didn't.
Why are you holding me like that? I said
There's
you
no
can
point
arrest
in
me.
making a big shout
But
about
I'd
it,
like
okay?
you to get your
It's not
hands
gonna
off
change
me,
anything,
because
no.
I will do. What is your number?
2534 uniform,
2534.
police uniform from out control base.
2534. 2534 is assaulting me and unlawfully kidnapping me, taking me away from the place I want to be. Your oath says that you will uphold fundamental human rights. I am here as a living person, a living woman. The rights, the Human Rights Act 1998 state that on Article 10 and Article 11 that we have freedom of expression
I understand
and
your human
freedom
rights, miss,
of
okay?
peaceful assembly.
I understand your human rights.
Any restrictions on them rights must be proportionate, necessary and lawful. And right about now, you are being unlawful, officer.
No, that's not true, okay?
I want you to get your hands off me.
I've explained to you.
You are assaulting me.
I've explained to you.
You are assaulting me.
Several times.
Please get your hands off me.
I've asked you.
Please get
okay?
your hands off me.
I've asked
Please
you.
get your hands off me, officer. Please get your hands off. You're actually hurting my elbow. Please get your hands off me. Please get your hands off me.
This is the ordinary police hold, madam.
Please.
I haven't put you in handcuffs.
Listen, I said you could arrest me. I'm walking with you. You don't need to have your hands on me.
I do need
This
to hold on
is
to you,
unlawful.
okay, because I don't know who
and it's
you
against
are.
my human rights.
All right.
I will be seeing this to court.
Okay.
Officer 2534. I'm still asking you, I'm requesting that you let go of my arm.
You've got a picture.
Hi. Alright.
Hi.
Is it all that stuff?
Yeah, we'll get on there for now. Okay, miss, we're just going to sit you up on the middle seat in a second.
As
right?
you're filming, I want this filmed as well. That's my right to have this recorded. Don't put me in there and shut the door. That's
Don't
against
worry,
my rights.
Everything's being recorded
Yes.
on body or
No.
video.
Do you know what?
All right?
I don't consent to any of this. I do not consent.
It doesn't matter whether you consent or not, miss. Okay.
Drunk and disorderly?
I can smell alcohol quite heavily on your breath.
Do you know what? No, I haven't.
If you step up onto the carrier, please, madam. Thank you. Just take a seat in the middle there for me. Okay. So, I have asked you several times to leave the area. I asked if there's anything I could do to make you leave the area.
I'm just going to make you aware now that I'm not answering any
That's
questions.
fine, okay. So, basically, participation outdoors, section 2, no person may participate at the gathering in the tier 2 area, which consists of more than 6 people, in this case 30 people, okay, and 5(1)(b), okay. So, for that reason, you're under arrest, okay, for breach of the COVID Regulations Act 2019, yeah. The time now is 16:20 hours. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned sumptuously later on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. No reply.
What they said? They're not letting me in the courtroom, guys. They are not letting me in the courtroom. The case is going ahead.
The judge has run out already, I think.
The case is going ahead in my absence. This man here is stopping me from going in the courtroom. Restricting access to justice and perverting the course of justice. This man here. Not even allowed in the court case. The summons got sent to me to deal with the matter for my property and I'm not being allowed in. That's why they kicked me out of the court, so they were trying to stop me going in. Guys, let's share this video. It's a quick video to let everybody know what's going on. We was called into the court. The judge wouldn't admit that he's on his oath. I asked him 3 or 4 times and he got up and walked out. We stood there waiting in the court for him to come back and he said to the clerk that he's adjourned it till 2 o'clock, but apparently it's going to be in a different courtroom. We had police turn up at the courtroom trying to eject us, and we've made our lawful stand in saying that there's no crime being broken, no crime being committed, no crime being committed, and there's no breach of the peace. So there's really no need for them to be there. So as I said, it's been adjourned till 2 o'clock and we'll see what happens there, but I'm suspecting it's going to be a different judge. Cambridge Magistrates Court today to appear or to deal with 2 matters Norfolk police are trying to make me contract to. I rebut the accusations and I do not comply to act as legal defence. I put in my claim and my evidence. Turning up to the court today, I've been told that I'm not allowed into the courtroom unless I wear a mask. I've made it clear that I am exempt, and now they are telling me that I've not appeared and I'm going to have a warrant issued for my arrest. So I will not be forced to wear a mask, and let's see what happens, I suppose.
So you are.
Morning, guys. I've had to put this on a live. Right. You all know that I was at the court last week to give my evidence, and I stopped going into the court because they wanted me to wear a mask and I'm exempt. Now we're like 2 weeks on and I've got police outside my house. Can you identify yourself, please?
Well, who's on the phone?
It's your knife. You're on live. I've got proof of that day. I've just given you witnesses in the court. The usher Neil Smith and the security guard Daniel Finnegan. They said they'll give you a statement. Go and ask them. There's your proof. You are not taking me into custody. It's unlawful.
Are you going to listen to me?
No, I'm not going to listen to you. Have you got a warrant card, please?
Keeley, you have not classed as attending court if you do not enter the courtroom.
I was.
Attending
Listen.
The building is not appearing at court.
There was a request for me to wear a mask. I am exempt.
Did it say constable?
Does it say constable? Please, officer. So you're a revenue collector.
No, I'm not.
I have to give you authority.
Have a look from the window.
And you do not. I'm not giving you authority. I am not going to be taken into custody because it's unlawful. I was there to give my evidence. I've just given you the witnesses' names. Go and do a bit of investigating. Your intelligence. There, you will find out. If you think you're taking me into custody, you're very much mistaken. I was at that courtroom. It's live on. I've got so many witnesses that were there. The police were called. What's that police officer that was called?
1179.
1179. He was there. I asked him to take my details. He said, I know who you are. The court have just asked us and you've been ejected from the building. So ask that police officer. 1179?
Yeah.
Right. Is that enough information for you? Because you ain't taking me nowhere today.
Because the two facts still remain, Keeley. First of all,
I've just told you that I was at court.
Okay.
You are participating in a criminal offence right now.
Where's your identification number?
Yeah, where is your identification number?
On the chest there, 721.
Wow, where's it hidden?
That's not hidden, that's where it is on this uniform.
I've just told you that I was at court. You're not taking me nowhere.
Okay,
She's got 8 witnesses who are going to swear an affidavit.
If anybody's about in Yarmouth, please, can you come down to this address because they're going to force their way in. It's absolutely criminal. I was at court to give my evidence. And do you know what? The evidence was so powerful that they didn't want me in the court reading that. They didn't want me reading out my truth. And guess what? Now I've got the unlawful criminals in fancy dress trying to take me away. It's not happening. You need to realise what's going on here. It's tyranny. Get off my doorstep. You are participating in criminal...
With witnesses who are swearing affidavit that this lady was in court on the day.
I'm exempt from wearing a mask. The Cambridge Magistrates was requesting that I wear a mask.
Give me your birth certificate through that box. Give me your birth certificate through that box. She's going to present herself to you right now. She's going to hand herself to you right now. Keeley is going to hand herself to you right now. Officer, there's no need to full sentry. She's going to hand herself to you right now. There you go, there's Keeley. Arrest her. There she is, that piece of paper on the floor.
I am a living woman, made in the image of the Creator, and I do not stand under your authority.
There it is, there's the birth certificate that Keeley for, and you know it. So there's no crime being committed. There's the person, the piece of paper that you need to take to court. The person is now outside the building, outside the premises. No need to full sentry. No crime has been committed. Keeley is now outside of the property.
If you proceed with this, I will be holding you privately responsible in your private custody.
Not your
Yeah?
fancy dress
No.
uniform.
No. Remember that.
It's right there on the floor. I didn't pick it up. What crime has been committed? What crime has been committed? You're a public servant. I'm a member of the public. I'm asking you what crime has been committed.
The crime is me being gaslit and harassed by Norfolk Constabulary and your boss. It's criminal. You ain't taking me nowhere.
Got 2 more turned up. Keeley, come here a minute, will you? We've got 2 more.
No. No, let him kick the door. Let him kick the door in. I am not going anywhere. Don't you know what's the cut the turn? I don't know what it is. It's like they fucking took it from me.
Keeley,
Yes? Hello?
come here so I can talk to you.
This lady also is my property.
So just to clarify, Keeley, there is still a live warrant for your arrest, which we're obliged to follow through.
It's down.
Okay.
Hello,
And you have not
What's the
attended court.
piece?
Keeley,
Keeley,
listen.
And you haven't attended court. Okay.
She hasn't
That in your
attended.
opinion, I was there.
No, in law you haven't.
In
You haven't
law,
gone
I
into
was
the
there.
courtroom,
In
okay?
law, in law, I was prevented from going into the courtroom and
Keeley,
kicked out of the
are
court
you
building.
gonna let us
I'm
in,
talking to you, the
or are
soul
we
in
gonna
that
have to
person.
force entry?
Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? I was at that court to speak my truth, and they didn't want me going in and speaking my truth, so they stopped me going in there and kicked me out of the court building. They kicked me out. I was stood outside. There was a gathering of us. One of your officers came to the court to disperse. They knew it was me. They said, I know who you are. I know you've been ejected from the premises. So ask that officer.
Even the security guard is prepared to give a witness statement in writing to you.
And the usher. Neil,
I've got a picture.
I've
I've got a
explained
picture.
to you several times, Keeley, already.
I've explained
If
to you as
don't
well. You're
go
not
into
listening
the
to me.
court- If you don't go into the courtroom, you haven't attended court. And
They
I was
prevented her
prevented to go
They
in.
were
I was prevented from
to.
going in there.
well, are you going to open the door for us?
There's
or
no
are we
need.
going to have to force entry?
You're going to be
You're going
damage.
to be committing a crime.
Are you going to open the
Are
door
you going to
for
give
us?
your full name? Because they're going to be suing you.
I don't have to give you my full name.
What's his full name? You have to identify yourself as an
No,
officer.
No, I don't. I have to identify
Yes,
you.
you do.
No, I don't. I have to give you my epaulette number, which is 71.
And your warrant
which
card.
You're more than welcome to. And you've seen my warrant card.
Not up close.
You
You're
are
gonna
committing
come
you're
below.
going to be committing
You're
a
in an
criminal
upstairs
offence
window, mate. How
by
can I show you?
participating.
You're in an upstairs window. How can I show you close
Well, we'll
up?
come to the downstairs when you hold it up close.
Okay. Well, if you refuse to let us in, Keeley, we're going to have to force entry.
Well, if
gives
that's
you the
what
right
you've
to
got to
take my
do,
property?
then do it, because you will be committing offence by this.
Keeley
I the
is
truth.
down there on the floor.
My is there, look, on the floor.
Keeley-
I'm Keeley,
this
the living
lady
woman.
is Keeley of the
I'm a living woman, and I
is
do
my
not stand under your
property.
authority. Keeley,
My property.
the capital letter surname, there. Take it. You
And-
can arrest it.
We've got a power of entry under Section 17 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act, which we're going to have to utilise because you're not opening the door for us, okay?
This you are
outside the
enforcing criminal rules. This is not law, darling. I was at the court to speak my truth. I was prevented going in. Okay? I was even in court the week after in Norwich Magistrates. It's not like I've been hiding. If they send me another court date, I'll be there. You don't need to arrest me. I've got nothing to hide.
We're legally obliged to.
You know,
if we wanted.
do you know what? I
You're
don't stand under
lawfully
you. I do not
obliged
stand
to.
under your
You're not lawfully obliged to.
You're an officer,
You're not
not a
lawfully
constable.
obliged to.
I do not stand under your authority. I do not stand under your authority. I'm sorry. It's not me being awkward. This is me stand up for my rights. And if you break entry and you come in here unlawfully like you have done, I will be holding you privately responsible. I've warned you 2 or 3 times now. It is unlawful. I've just told you there's got to be something on your system for that day.
I've told you what's on our system, Keeley.
On your system, there was a call from the court to disperse me from outside the building when I got ejected from the building. I was forced to leave the building. I was there to speak my truth. It's not my fault they don't want to hear my truth. And there's no way you're taking me away today. I'm sorry. Not happening. Not happening. I was at the court. I was at court that day. I've explained to you. You're trying to break entry for a reason that I'm telling you I was at the court. This is unlawful. And you are coercing into criminal behaviour. You're supposed to be there to protect the people. If I get into the court to speak my truth and they don't want to hear it to mummy, I'm exempt. I was ejected from the court building that day. I was there, darling.
I've got a picture of the lady. I've got a picture of I've got a picture of her telling this lady that she is not allowed in the court and a warrant to be issued for arrest. We were told that while we were still in the building. Do you understand that? So why they issue arrest when the lady's still in the building? No, it
hasn't. You're just following orders. You're following orders. I'm telling you the truth. I was there to speak my truth in that court. They didn't want me going in there.
And she's got 8 witnesses.
8 witnesses. You are going to be participating in a crime here. This is your boss making you follow orders in a criminal way. It's not lawful, darling. This is what we're fighting for. And I'm certainly not going to come out and let you take me away, kidnap me, because I've had enough of it. I am a living woman and I do not stand under your authority. You want the birth certificate, it's there. Ring your boss up and ask him.
Keeley.
That's
Yeah.
Keeley.
The key that you're looking for is right there on the floor. Yeah, it tries the door open with that fucking crowbar.
What's the back door like?
You'll be committing criminal damage and I'll be holding you privately responsible.
Unfortunately, we've got a warrant for your arrest.
Yeah, well, do you know what? You are following orders by a criminal. Your boss is a criminal. Listen, you've got it on your system that I was at the court. You had a policeman come to the court to disperse me. Ask him, what was his number?
1179.
1179. I've explained to you as well. If you think I'm going to let you kidnap me, you've got another thing coming.
Well, okay. Well, this to inform you, because you keep over talking us, so you're not letting us explain to you. Okay.
You've explained, and I'm not. Listen, you've explained. I do not stand under your authority. Keeley and the birth certificate is out there. That's what you're after. I'm the living woman. I do not stand under your authority.
Okay. So, would you like me to try and help you to understand it?
Let him speak.
I do not stand under.
Let him speak.
I do not stand under.
Please explain.
Okay, so we do have a power of entry to enter this premises, okay, and we will use force to do so, okay? Just to make that quite clear to you. We are also taser-equipped officers, so if there is any threat towards us, then we will use those. Do you understand that?
We are not the people that are.
We do not stand under.
We understand. We comply. We understand
I am in my home peacefully. You're coming to kidnap me.
Okay, at the moment,
We do not stand under your authority. We comprehend what you're saying.
Trained officer, which means that I can use force to enter this premises, which we've got a warrant to do so. So, okay, if you don't answer the door, then we'll use force when the kit gets here. Okay, so that's your decision.
That's your decision to make criminal damage and pursue an arrest that is unlawful. I've told you my explanation. I do not stand under your authority.
Put some warm clothes on anyway. I know they're going to take you away, but there's nothing they can do. They just take you away and have to let you go.
Well, do I take my court paperwork then?
Don't take nothing with you, but just go as you are. So you can take your jewellery off if you want to. Don't have to strip it all off when you get there. Wear something that's warm.
I
Put it on.
can't find the power of attorney thing.
That's right. I'll come down here later. I'll print it off. You're better off just opening the door, because they're going to break the door otherwise. Just say, look, I go peacefully. I'm going to be arrested. Don't be erratic. I'm opening the door. Just say, I'm going to open the door. Just put some warm clothes on and open the door.
No, because I have to let them. I have to let them. I don't know what.
They're going to damage the door. It's going to be a formality. You go there, You open it, you get arrested, and you get released.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Yes?
Can you give me that copper's name and number?
Which one?
No, I mean the one that was there.
If this lady goes willingly to assist you in this matter, she's just going to be reasonably treated. She doesn't need to be handcuffed, which is unreasonable. And then once she's arrested at the station, she can be immediately released.
If you get Keeley, we can speak to Keeley about it.
Keeley? Do you want to ask them? There you go, that's Keeley that you've got right there. My phone's going to die. Hey? These are the ones I need to contact me.
So the subsequent effects from that one misadministration of justice from Great Yarmouth Magistrates Court, you know, there was that, and then when I got eventually released from the police station after this arrest for the so-called warrant that has never ever been produced, I've never seen it. I asked them and they never did. After all that, I was told to appear at Norwich Magistrates Court to deal with the matter of the fail to attend. Well, on the day of, it was the 23rd of March, I believe, I turned up for that to be heard, and there was nothing, no paperwork, nothing on the list for the court hearing that day. And obviously through the effects of what happened previously, I wasn't ready to leave that court without any confirmation or something in writing to say that there was nothing going ahead that day in my name, because they've forcefully took me from my house without need to. I've never not shown up for court. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I couldn't leave the court that day without peace of mind, and the security guards were like, it's like they were possessed, honestly. They were really bullshit. They wouldn't identify themselves. They wouldn't let me speak to any court official, and they kicked us out of the building. They assaulted me, and then it just went absolutely Pete Tong. I don't know why they jumped on Calvin like they did, because we was out of the building anyway, but still, that is also another misadministration of justice. It's not fair. Everyone's entitled to a fair and public hearing, and if I'm being arrested or being kidnapped from my house, I want to be heard in court to establish the issue of what power they had that day. And it seems none, because there's not been a warrant. The warrant was discontinued, apparently. So these are the tactics they're using, and because of this, I've put in a claim against Great Yarmouth Magistrates Court, as I said. This went in at the end of last month, and I've had no proper service. The due process of what's supposed to happen in their rules, I should have had a acknowledgement of service, a proper issue of claim, to be able to establish what dates, because there's a 28-day expiry date from when you issue a claim, and it gets acknowledged for the defendants in this matter to put in a defence and say that they're either going to fight the accusations or how they stand, and I've had none of that. So they are, it's been seen by a judge, and it's been sent straight to Norwich County Court, funny enough. So they're going to be doing it, they're all covering it up for each other, basically. This should be going to a high court, because there's a human rights issue. There is a breach of the contravention rights. So this should be going to a high court, and they are bringing it back to these small courts to cover it up, so the public, and it's not being made aware of. So now I'm on the way to Norwich County Court to put in a application for judgment order, because the 28-day expiry date for the defendants is up, and I've had no acknowledgement. They haven't even given me a receipt of the payment that I've paid for this claim to go in. So there's how it stands, and yeah, hopefully I'm going to be putting it in by hand, by email, and by registered post. So if one goes missing, hopefully the other two will still be in the system somewhere, because they're trying every trick in the book to bury this.